हम्म, हम्म, कुछ नहीं। ओए, आ गया आ गया आ गया। हेलो 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 हेलो। वेंटी जीप प्रस्तुत हुए हैं। आ गया। स्टार्टिंग से है, एकदम स्टार्टिंग का। सीधा क्वेस्ट में घुस गया।
Ah, welcome back, old friend. And how should I be addressing you these days? The honorary knight of Mondstadt? The Tumaini of Natlan? Or the great hero of Nodcry?
एक दो तीन चार चीजें तो नाम है वही लो।
You sure have your finger on the pulse. We've barely caught our breath since Notcry, but it sounds like you've already heard about what went down.
News travels fast on the wind. But before I can turn your tales into tunes, I need to hear them from the horse's mouth. My wine and my lyre are at the ready. So please, traveler, take a seat and tell me your tale.
ट्रैवलर नहीं पीता।
Amazing! Incredible! The Rahier of Solnari and the Doctor?
Doctor
Truly
जिंदा
a
है।
tale for the ages! So, I'm guessing the Wild Hunt is a thing of the past now that you've defeated the Rahier of Solnari?
Seems that way. We were kind of focused on dealing with the Doctor, though.
दोनों ही जिंदा है।
Well, that's good to hear. Hey, now that the Northern Abyss calamity is finally resolved, Varka must be getting ready for the triumphant return of his expedition, right? I haven't seen him in the longest time. He must have so many stories to share.
Hooray! Paimon was wondering about that, too. He did call you Barbados. But weren't you still fast asleep back when he was in Mondstadt?
Let's call it half asleep. I was resting my eyes in the Thousand Winds Temple one day when I heard a commotion outside.
ओए
It was a young knight who had journeyed
yeah.
there in search of trials and
Varka
oracles
ji,
after hearing some tall
Grand
tales at the
Master.
local tavern. In fact, all that awaited him were moss-covered walls and an angry ruin guard. But he seemed completely unfazed, laughing heartily as he sent the ruin guard's missiles flying off into the horizons.
Huh! They must have been making quite a racket if it was enough to wake up the tone-deaf bard.
Yeah, it sounded kinda like...
Hey! Is that all you've got?
ओह
Oh, bring
वो
it
नाम
on!
क्या था इसका?
like that.
वो नाम क्या था?
Giving up already? You're not half as tough as Varka said.
A young knight of Favonius trekking out to the
हेलो
Thousand
ब्रो,
Winds
क्या
Temple in
नाम है?
search of adventure.
बम
Now there's a
Bum,
sight
bro?
I haven't seen in a while.
A bard in green clothes.
ये नाम क्या है भाई?
Does this mean... Oh, you're Venti? I was just wondering how I
भाई
was
इसका
gonna
नाम
track
क्या
you
था? मैं
down.
भूल गया।
Oh!
अभी
So you were
बताएंगे।
looking for the tone-deaf bard? Strange place to start your search.
Hold on. Blonde hair, white hair. You must be the honorary knight. And Paimon! The Grand Master talks about you all the time. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Lowen,
Lowen.
Vice Captain of the 5th Company of the Knights of Favonius and a member of the Expeditionary Force. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Oh, so you're part of the expedition, huh? Right. So that's why
तो ये भी
Paimon's
उसके
never seen
साथ
you
था
around in
ना
Mondstadt.
वारका के साथ
Wait a second. We never saw you in Nodcry either.
That's probably because when the Wild Hunt was still running rampant, I spent most of my time out on my own, making mincemeat out of monsters. I barely went back to base at all. Then, once the Wild Hunt calmed down, I got sent back to Mondstadt. Mixed blessing, if you ask me. Sounds like I missed out on some serious action.
No wonder we never saw you while we were dealing with the doctor. So, why
अबे
did Varka
लोएन को
send you
देख रहा है
back?
बढ़िया लग रहा है ये बंदा
Deliver some letters. There's one for the Knights of Favonius, one for the church, another for the Dawn Winery, at least 10 of them in total.
लॉन्ग टाइम तू फ्री कब होगा
How many
ये
people has he
बता
sent to deliver his mail now? Mika, Inefa, Lowen. He should just hire a full-time mailman already. In fact, he's earned himself a new nickname. Let's go with Sir Writes a Lot.
कुछ भी
I'll have you know that poetry and letters were humanity's earliest means of
बैठो
expressing their
दोनों
thoughts.
शांत हो जाओ
So, tone deaf or not, I
एक
wear
ही
the
चीज लेके
title
जा
of
रहे हो
Bard with pride. And I consider Sir Writes a Lot to be quite a compliment.
Wait, really? Darn it! Maybe Paimon should come up with some
11 मार्च
harder-hitting
के
nicknames for
बाद
these two.
अच्छा ओके
Anyway, since this young man has come all the way to the Thousand Winds Temple looking for me, I assume he must have a letter for me too.
क्रायो
Am I
है ये
right?
बंदा लोएन
You
क्रायो
sure
है
are. To use the Grand Master's own words.
This one is for the bard in green clothes.
वारका
These days, I think he goes by Venti. Doesn't really
बोल
have
तो
an
रहे
address
फाइट
as
होगी
such.
इसमें मस्त वाली
You could
देखते हैं क्या
start by
होता है
asking around in Mondstadt, or maybe try your luck at the Thousand Winds Temple.
I figured that since there was this punching bag here, oh, sorry, Ruin Guard, I could get some practice in while I was at it. So, I came right here the second I got back to Mondstadt.
That Varka is so slapdash sometimes. It's a good thing we happen to be nearby.
Oh, he also said to remind you to write back.
वारका कोई नहीं करेगा रीनन में शायद समीर करेगा
Nothing in
सैमी
particular.
करेगा शायद
Just some
रीनन
idle
में
chatter between two drinking buddies.
उसे पसंद है इसलिए
But if
वरना
I'm
तो नहीं
supposed to
करेगा
write back this time, I'll need some time to mull over my response. Varka gave you a whole bunch of letters to deliver, right? Maybe you can head into Mondstadt and deliver the rest
मेरी
of
वाली
them
डीपीएस
first?
आ रही है
My thoughts
Next
exactly.
batch में
Assuming I can find the way.
जो मेरे को डीपीएस
Hopefully the
निकालना
roads
है तेरे
haven't
को भी
changed too
निकालना
much
था
since
जो
the pre-expedition days.
Well, why don't we have Mondstadt's
होली
honorary knight
मुबारक
escort
की
this
मेरी
homeward bound
न्यू
wanderer to the city?
क्या लिख
I'm
रहा है
sure some of the...
Let's go! It's been a while since Paimon's done any guide work.
Thank you so much, Honorary Knight. And you, Miss Guide.
The Abyss. The Wild Hunt. Andreas. Get home safe, Varka.
कहीं गया हुआ है
Why do my ears feel so hot all of a sudden? Is someone talking about me?
वारका आ गया शायद
Surely there's no way anyone found the secret stash of cash in my office. That would be terrible.
ओह इसके रूम में कोई वो है
time to get distracted.
कैश का स्टैश पड़ा हुआ है
Enemies approaching!
Huh? Oh, it's
क्या
just a
मारने
few
को मिलेगा
stragglers.
क्या
Yeah, they're no real threat to us. This expedition is almost over. We just need to deal with these final few targets, and then we will make our triumphant return.
अबे स्किप नहीं कर रहा चल स्किप करने ओए मिला मिला अबे वारका ही मिल रहा ट्रायल में ओए देख रहा है
Stormwind!
कौन कैरेक्टर देते यार उसके बाद तो इंफ्यूजन होता है बहुत ज्यादा
Maria sweeping in!
ये है ना कोई एक तो आर्मी वाला बंदा नहीं है आर्मी
Without the ray here of Sonari to direct them, it seems like all that's left is their primal urge to destroy.
If this is all that the Wild Hunt can muster now, surely the Lightkeepers of Nodcry will be able to deal with what's left.
मेरे को नहीं पता था
Just like I thought. What we should be wary of now is
Grandmaster,
रेडन काज होगा
based
करा
on
था दोनों
Lightkeeper
का तो नहीं
intel and
मिला
our own
भाई
reconnaissance, one of the
न्यू वाले में
suspected
मिलता है शायद
targets should be
पुराने वाले में
just
नहीं
up
मिलेगा
ahead.
फिर
good. You know the drill. Stay here and
दो
stand
करा
guard. Leave the rest to me.
Yes, Grandmaster.
अबे लेकिन इसको टीममेट भी तो देख क्या क्या चाहिए इसे चाहिए वेंटी चाहिए ड्यूरिन चाहिए भाई इसे
We meet again.
तब ये तगड़ा डैमेज
Andreas.
और देगा कौन है ये
So, you've returned from Mondstadt. Don't you want to see what it looks like now?
है कौन ये
I was planning to take a look around there
वंडरिंग
myself.
नाइट
Perhaps you could be my guide.
What's this? An echo from 1,000 years ago?
है कौन ये वो वाला वुल्फ तो नहीं है जो मॉन्स्टर्ड में वुल्फ जो है
Everything seems normal so far. Here's hoping I'm just overthinking things. There are 2 other places to check. Maybe this will all go smoothly after all. It's your turn, my friend. Come, Andreas!
ये एंड्रियस है कौन
Although, for returning to your old home,
यही है
perhaps Andreas is a little too
नहीं खाना भाई हलवा
Might be better to go by.
हम कुछ नहीं खाएंगे हमने खाना खा लिया बोरियस
Huh?
Injustice, corruption, iniquity.
अच्छा वुल्फ का एविल वर्जन आ रही है भाई हम बाहर आते हैं तुम नहीं आते
Is the surface world still as wretched and foul as ever?
मंडे को ही तेरे उधर आए थे हम लोग तेरे को कॉल करा था तू नहीं था फिर ओ ट्यूसडे को भी आए थे
And so
देख जय ने भी करा था मैंने भी करा
heir to the knighthood of Boreas.
शायद करा था उसके शाम को
Looks like I'm not getting out of this without a fight.
आर्यन वो देख बैक टू द फ्यूचर देख जाके लड़ाई होगी फिर तो थोड़ी साउंड कर
That's where things stand with the expedition.
अच्छा
The
माइक
victors will be returning home.
वेट माइक किल्ले गेम से ज्यादा कर
Everyone's
दी
keeping up with their daily training. I'll be testing you all when I get back to make sure no one's regressed. PPS, I wrote individual letters for each and every one of you. Don't forget to write back.
That's all.
Everyone gets one? Wow! Sir Writes a Lot is really living up to his name.
I guess the Grand Master must have something specific to say to each of us.
एम्बर
Even I got a letter.
यूला
and
भी
I'm
है
not a real
यूला ही है ना
knight
वो क्रायो वाली
Jean?
Oh, yes. That's our Grandmaster for you.
By the way,
ये रही
anyone
ना
know where I can find the cavalry captain? I have a letter for him as well.
You mean Kaya?
हाँ यूला
He
है
said he was meeting a friend from the church at the Angel Share. Allegedly for work. Said he was exchanging intel. But I'd
Angel.
say there's
I'm on Beth, there'll be lots of familiar faces there.
हम्म
How about we deliver Kaya's letter? And these are the too as well.
अबे ये उसके साथ
Really?
था,
Oh, that would be a
वारका के
great
साथ
help,
एक्सपीडिशन में था ये भी।
Our thanks to you too, Lowen. The other knights will help
जब उधर
distribute
लड़
the
रहे थे तो
remaining
इसे
letters.
मॉन्स्टर भेज दिया था
You've
वापस।
had a
ये
long journey. Please
नाइट
go
है ये
get
भी
some
शायद।
rest.
Great, but I won't be resting just yet.
पर ये
I have
किसका वो
one
होगा
last
सपोर्ट,
letter
वो
to
देखना
deliver to
पड़ेगा।
Wolvendom.
क्रायो है ना
This
ये।
one, I was planning on delivering personally. I heard that another challenger recently passed Boreas's trial. Well, with any luck, that wolf might be willing to reveal himself to me too.
बढ़िया तो लग रहा है देखने में बंदा।
Very well. But please remember to show respect to the local wolves.
I will. Goodbye.
Something bothering Jean. I should talk to her. Oh, suspicious हो गया। ओए, कहाँ जाना है हमें? और रुक जा, इसका स्टैम्प बाकी है मेरे ख्याल से। देखूं मैं। स्टैम्प ट्रैवलर यस। नोएल ऑयल का बाकी है। हाँ, नोएल का बाकी है देख। रिवलेट जैसे कपड़े है थोड़ा पुराना। वेट, बात कर लूं, टाइम पे मिल जाएगा।
Grandmaster offered so.
ले। एक,
He wants to test. I'm assuming you must have seen him
दो।
going.
हाँ इसके और भी है क्या बंदे इधर? ये ना जीन नहीं, क्या नाम है, लीसा। सॉरी मिस्टेक। 3 बैक टू द फ्यूचर देख ले आर्यन, आज मजा आ जाएगा। 3 पार्ट है, तीनों देख। ओए यहाँ कैसे आ गया मैं? इस बार वो आया 2 जनों का। क्या नाम है उसका? अब एक लड़की का मेन है, वो क्या बोलते हैं वो बंदा, इनजुमा का है, उस बंदे का वो आया है। क्या बोलते हैं जो पीछे से ट्रेल जैसी निकलती है, ट्रेल्स जैसी निकलती है, क्या बोलते हैं उसे? एको।
Why not take a fine book?
वाटर वाला एक लड़का नहीं है बढ़िया सा? रुक जा, इधर होगा। हाँ एक कोर्स उन 2 जनों का आया है, लेकिन दोनों ही कैरेक्टर नहीं है तो करके कोई फायदा ही नहीं है। कहाँ गया ये? देखिए आया आटा और आया का आया, इन दोनों का आया। 2 चाबी चाहिए भाई, मेरे पे चाबी है। देख अभी मेरे पे कौन कौन से है। डीलुक है, काजो का खोल सकता हूँ, रेडन का भी खोल सकता हूँ। करूँगा इनमें से किसी का तो खोलूंगा, रेडन या फिर ये काजो, इन दोनों में से किसी एक का खोलूंगा। ये देख, या तो इसका या तो रेडन का, दोनों का ही बढ़िया है। ये भी है ना मेरे पे नाइडा, तभी ठीक है। और कोई कैरेक्टर ही नहीं है। किचिंग का खोलना नहीं है, डीलुक का खोलना नहीं है, लोगों का बिल्कुल नहीं खोलना।
Only a handful of in most cases. I know there.
मैं जीन से कैसे मिलूं? अरे डेली से बाकी है भाई. अबे 3 नहीं बनाने थे. भाई
Add Astra. Thank you for Add Astra Abyssum.
डेली वाली चीजें कर लेता हूँ. वेट 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 वेट. फिर जाएंगे जीन के पास. एक पता है इस स्टोरी को इसमें जीन का बढ़िया वाला सीन आएगा एक. लग गए. इश वह बाहर मिलना पड़ेगा उन्हें. Talk to Jean.
Water comes in many flavors to the discerning palate. Mondstadt's water is crisp and pure, while
Okay.
water from Liye has an enduring.
आ गए.
Honorary Knight, you're still here?
Yes.
Is it that obvious?
Huh? But Varka's coming back. The situation in Nakrai is stable. Surely things are looking up.
True.
डाटा
From what you
खत्म.
and Lowen have told me,
तो देखेगा
the
कैसे?
expedition has indeed accomplished
ये
its
तो 5G
strategic
है भाई,
objectives.
अनलिमिटेड है.
It seems that Mondstadt no longer faces any threat from the perils of the north, be they the Wild Hunt or the Doctor. And yet, for some reason, I can't.
If I don't make it back from this expedition, you'll have to assume the mantle of Grand Master of the Knights of Favonius. If it comes to that, remember to train the next Knight of Boreas in my stead. I've planted some promising seeds in Mondstadt, but they still need time to grow. Some have yet to master the art of social interaction. Some don't yet understand that they too need protecting. And some, well, some might not even want to be a knight yet. What's wrong?
Oh.
There's no need to frown. I'm going on an expedition, not marching to my death. This is all just a contingency plan in the event
अगर ये
that I'm
नहीं आता
able
तो
to
कौन
return.
बनता? Second.
Until I return, I leave them in your care.
अच्छा.
The lineage of the Knights of Boreas has nearly been extinguished twice in Mondstadt's history. The first wandering knight to claim the title arrived in Mondstadt 1,000 years ago,
Along with
his
the wolf
companion.
companion.
He was as free as the wind. He left no succession plan behind. Even his name was lost to history. The title of Boreas could have disappeared from Mondstadt just as he did. But he had an informal disciple, a knight named Ravenwood, who admired the Knight of Boreas greatly. Ravenwood's valor and swordsmanship earned him the wolf spirit's recognition.
जीन का एक फैन सर्विस वाला वो आएगा मोमेंट बता इसमें.
Regain power. Ravenwood came once more to Mondstadt's defense. From then on, the title of Knight of Boreas was passed down from generation to generation within the Knights of Favonius.
Wolf spirit? You mean that big
Big
blue wolf in
wolf in-
Wolfendom?
Correct. As you may already know, the Wolf of the North is the surviving
अच्छा
spirit
wolf
of an
मतलब
ancient
Boreas.
god. and the Knight of Boreas serves as an intermediary between him and humanity. Lupus Boreas, who had never known what it meant to love, came to understand it through the journey with his human companion. In the end, he chose to allow his power to become one with the land. This was once a well-known tale in Mondstadt, but these days, few people are aware that the starting point of the Wolf King's journey was not Mondstadt, but Nodcry.
Huh?
The great Wolf King of the North came here from Nodcry. Although he doesn't like to speak of his past. In fact, he rarely shows himself to people at all nowadays. As such, this
चीन का अबे होगा कुछ तो देख मैंने देखा था रील में
even among the Knights of Favonius.
इसका कोई एक बढ़िया सा कुछ तो होगा.
The Grand Master didn't disclose any concrete objectives before departing on his expedition. I couldn't help but wonder whether it might somehow be related
मतलब
to
वुल्फ को
Nodcry's
ये जो
wolf of
किंग
the
वाला
north.
यहाँ वहाँ का है ही
I
नहीं.
kept my speculations to
वहाँ से
myself,
आया है.
however.
नॉटक्राई से
Sharing
आया
them
है.
would only spread unwarranted suspicion toward the Four Winds among the people of Mondstadt. You experienced the turmoil caused by Deval and the East Wind's actions for yourself. Surely you can understand my concern?
No wonder Varka wasn't clear about his motives. Is that what he was worried about?
Very possibly. He was probably also reserving
एलिवेंट आ रहा है एक न्यू.
Having heard about your experiences in
रिमोस
Nodcry,
वाला.
I now suspect that the Grand Master hadn't yet ascertained the true identity of our enemy at that time. And as it turns out, the calamity born in the north wasn't an ancient god, but
Better we
rather
over
the wild hunt and the doctor. I guess we were both jumping to conclusions. Yes, I completely agree. The tide can turn rapidly in times of battle. It's a leader's responsibility to prepare for every possible contingency. Even if his contingency plan never needs to be put into action, I'm sure the Grand Master is relieved to know that it's in place.
Leave the night of warning. What?
That turned into a pretty long conversation, huh? We should probably go deliver those letters to the Angel Share now.
Who is Angel Share? Wait. Yedde Karyanu.
When you're mixing drinks in hot weather, start by pouring in cold water
Kayaji
and add
is
ice
back.
cubes. Then drain out the water before adding the other ingredients.
But ये लोग भी है और ये भी है क्या नाम था इसका
Maybe it's
रोजारिया.
worth a little intel in return.
Please.
Yes,
I've known that little
Rosaria.
trick for a good 10 years at least. You'll have to offer something a little more substantial if you're serious about trading.
I know there's no one else in the tavern right now, but do you two really need to talk so loudly? Especially if you're supposed to be exchanging confidential information.
Hiya, Rosaria! D-Luke! Paimon knew we'd find you here.
Looks like it's about to get even noisier.
A little liveliness never killed anyone.
I have letters.
Traveler,
Please allow me to once again express my sincere condolences regarding your late father and the incident with Eric. We make absolutely no excuse for his crimes. I hope you will give some serious consideration to the question I asked you before I left, though I'm sure you're tired of hearing me ask by now. The Knights of Favonius will always welcome you.
from the look on your face, I'm guessing the Grand Master is still refusing to drop it?
चल भाई वो आ रही है.
He nags like an old
Resident Evil.
man. It's hardly surprising.
हम नहीं खेल सकते.
Huh? Drop what? What's this about?
Nothing, really. Before leaving on the expedition, Varka came here to chat with me over a drink. I failed to avoid him. He, asked me if I'd consider rejoining the Knights of Favonius, and I declined. He expressed his regret about everything that happened, and asked me to reconsider. That's all there is to it. Whatever details I chose to
You say that now.
I wasn't seeing, but
If I had a more.
When you join an organization, you're bound by its rules, no matter how free it may seem on the surface.
You think so? Never mind the knights. Have you honestly ever been bound by the rules of the church?
Good question. Have you considered that maybe that's why I chose to join the church and not the knights to begin with?
Are they arguing or not? It's kind of hard to tell.
They are not.
Oh, kind of like the contingencies Jean was talking about. The more ways they have to protect their home, the better. Huh? Traveler?
Talk to everyone. Everyone.
What should I report back to the Grand Master on? Let me think. Public order inside the city? Monster activity in the wild? Oh, and a review of the latest vintages. I think I'll leave it at that.
Hey, look.
my reply won't be a long one, as usual. I'm sure Varka won't be surprised.
रोजारिया कुछ बताएगी? कहाँ गई? ऊपर है.
If you hadn't had to deliver that guy's mail, you wouldn't have been subjected to all this tedious arguing. When I write back, I'll tell him to quit making trouble for other people.
It's no trouble. Lowen did most of the work. We just volunteered to do the last leg of the journey. Mostly so we could come say hello.
So, huh? No. While I'm sure Varka knows full well that Diluc would never agree to rejoin the Knights, I believe the sentiments he expressed were genuine, as was his offer to welcome Diluc back. There are people like Kaya and I, and then there are those who are true champions of justice to the core. Those people are the most susceptible to being driven to extremes by great upheaval. It's happened in Mondstadt before. Not only that, but it happened to a Knight of Boreas. That'll really hit home for Varka. And that's why his nagging is even more persistent than usual. Yeah. So no one's told you this before? The lineage of the Knights of Boreas had nearly been extinguished twice in history. The first was at its inception. The second was the case I was alluding to.
Oh! Wasn't Jean telling us about this? Wait. And then we got caught up talking about the expedition, and we never got around to the second time.
I happened to hear about it. Although the Knights of Boreas are meant to be intermediaries between humans and wolves, in practice, very few of them have been truly recognized by Lupus Boreas over the past millennium. Of those who have, the best known are the first Knight of Boreas, Ravenwood, the wolf pup Rostam, and Varka himself.
Oh.
But 500 years ago, there was one who earned the respect of Boreas even before gaining the title. He was a disciple of Rostam.
अच्छा वो मार्क्स वाला
He became
बंदा.
the mightiest knight of Boreas who ever lived. He was the perfect knight, righteous,
हाँ मार्क्स वाला बंदा.
His name was Roland, the blood-stained knight.
Roland.
Yikes! Bloodstained Knight? That sounds a little ominous.
Well, apparently his original title was the White Knight. But he lost countless comrades during the Abyssal Calamity 500 years ago, including his tutor and mentor, Rostam. The endless bloodshed stained his sword and armor a crimson as deep as black, transforming the White Knight into the Blood-Stained Knight. After that, he threw himself completely into battling monsters, leaving Mondstadt
अब वो
and the
हमारे
Knights of
साथ होगा या
Favonius
किसके साथ
behind.
होगा?
To this day, no one knows his final whereabouts.
भाग गया है ना
It's
यहाँ
hard
से
to
वो.
say whether the loss of an important figure in his life is what drove him to the point of obsession, or whether he was already too far gone to save. But had he known that the Knights of Favonius would always welcome him back, perhaps things would have turned out differently. So if you want my opinion, the reason why Varka keeps asking Diluc to rejoin, despite knowing that he'll never say yes, is to let him know you're not alone. After all these years, he's still as persistent as ever. Just like how he used to be with me.
Huh. Turns out Varka's a lot more thoughtful than he lets on. Paimon had the wrong idea about him. Anyway, there's still something about this whole Boreas business that Paimon isn't really getting. Wasn't Andreas a god in Mondstadt thousands of years in the past? If so, why did Jean say that Boreas and the Wandering Knight only arrived here just 1,000 years ago? Plus, Paimon's super curious about what happened to Roland. That's a great idea! Jean said he hasn't been showing himself much lately, but he always seems happy to oblige whenever you show up. Let's go!
Well done. इधर ही जाएंगे फिर ये. यहाँ वीकली बॉस हमारा. यहाँ से चल के जाना पड़ेगा. मैं जरा वो ले लूं. हमारी कंप्लीट 15 दे ही दो. ये है ही नहीं. ओए एक फुल हो गया बे. सात की पिटी. एक 4 स्टार मिल जाए तो अब नहीं मिल सकता. 5 6 7. चल एक और पुल मिल गया. लगातार ये देख 3 अभी मिला. फिर इसके बाद कितना हो गया? 5 6 7 8वां हो गया और ये 9वां. 5 स्टार. ऐसे चमक जाए. मजा मजा ही नहीं आए कि आएगा नहीं. चलो स्टार्ट. Okay.
What's going on here? Was Wolfendom always like this?
जग गया भाई वो.
Paimon has a bad... The Wild Hunt! What are they doing here? Watch out!
हमें मारना पड़ेगा इसे.
Into the wind. Fallen leaves. Adorn my night.
मार. अबे
Let the mighty be humble. An oversight on my part.
मारो.
Strike a pose! Let my name echo in song! Let the mountain's veins boil!
तो कुछ ना दिख रहा भाई इतने लाइट में.
Settle down.
मर गए.
Are you alright?
Stay alive.
What now? It better...
ओए लोएन अंदर है. अंदर क्या कर रहा है ये?
Paimon, stiff! She thought you were...
Stop right there. Answer me this. The 2 letters I gave you, who are they for?
2 letters? Wasn't it 3?
Okay. Well, Paimon's coolest naive expression doesn't appear to be an act.
Hey! What are you trying to say? Wait, Paimon passed a test? Really? Huh! She didn't even realize she was taking one!
You may dispense with your
अच्छा wolf
suspicion.
है ये
The wolf pack has borne witness. They fought against the aberrations that encroached
आवाज
upon
तो बढ़िया
this
है भाई
land. And our attackers showed no ability to disguise themselves this time. Ah, a familiar scent. Come. I will await you at the usual grounds.
Well, if the boss of Wolvendom has vouched for you, I guess I should apologize for doubting you just now. Sure was. Fortunately, my experience in Nodcry didn't go to waste. Turns out the Wild Hunt all feel the same when you stab them. They didn't stand a chance. Something seems wrong with that old wolf, though. Go on. You should check on him.
Let's go. उधर ही आ गए ये रहा ना वुल्फी ओह लेजर
Lupus Boreas, not injured. Why so weak? Am I not strong enough?
You are not to blame. With your Iron Claw, you successfully blocked their attacks. However, their assault went beyond the mere physical world.
Yeah. वो आके बजा के गया इनके
My
अंदर
trail from the distant north across the ley lines. They sought to corrupt the territory I protect. We meet again, human Lupical.
So, are you saying that the wild hunt we just got attacked by came all the way from Nodcry to Mondstadt? How is that even possible?
As you know, I stand before you as an incomplete being. I am but one remnant of the god Andreas' soul. The source of this turmoil. I can sense it. It lies in the north. It is the part of me that remains in Nodcry, from whence I came.
Huh? Now Paimon's even more confused. How can he be in 2 places at once?
For many gods, housing a part of their soul within an object is no difficult feat. But those who can perform such delicate partitions as this are rare, even among the gods.
कौन अब जैसे उसका वैकना का उसका सॉरी क्या नाम है चुकूना का है लेसन्स अलग-अलग जगह
Particularly adept in this art. Otherwise, no remnants of his soul would have survived till the present day.
Huh? The bard's back?
Tonediff Bard? What are you doing here?
Maybe the god of Animo guided me here. For it appears that someone is in need of a tale from the distant past. And our wolf friend doesn't seem too keen on recounting it himself. Who better than a bard to do the honors? Lord Boreas, do I have your blessing to share this story?
As you wish.
Lupus Boreas wandered the frozen tundra and stumbled into the Sealy Hall. Enchanted by their song, tender as the dawn starlight, and curious about the ways of humankind, the wolf bade farewell to his home and set off for the city to the south. As the high tower crumbled and the fierce winds fell silent, Lupus Boreas, who once had hunted with the storm winds himself, looked within and inquired, was the shelter he provided for humanity really any different from that given by the reclusive king in his tower? The wolf entrusted those under his protection to a new god and quietly returned to the frozen north. There, in a palace long since abandoned by its former master, the great wolf closed his
नहीं पता भाई
eyes and
कितनी लंबी है.
slept. 500 bitter winters passed, then 500 equally frigid springs. He slumbered undisturbed until a night stumbled in from the cold, just as Lupus Boreas had once done at the Sealy Hall, and awoke him at long last. The knight asked the wolf to join him on a journey south, to see once more the land that had all but faded from his memory. The gentle wolf, unwilling to refuse the human's earnest plea, split his soul into two halves and left his home once more. Seeing how the ice and snow had given way to verdant plains, hearing the laughter and song that now filled the once somber city, the aging Lupus Boreas turned to his friend, the god of Animo, and remarked,
भाई ये बंदा तो उसके तरह लग रहा है.
"So,
का नाम क्या था?
this is the world the humans dreamed of." Though the knight's journey was not yet over, the wolf chose to bid farewell to his companion here. He had written the end to his story. What knowledge he had been gifted flowed into the land. Everything he was, he gave unto the world. Well, that's how a bard would tell the tale. Lord Boreas, is there anything you'd like to add?
There is no need for you to ask that question.
So that's what happened. You returned to Mondstadt with that knight 1,000 years ago, and then, for the sake of the new Mondstadt,
You need not feel remorse on my account. That was my answer, my decision. If anyone should feel regret, it is the part of me who remained in Notcry. I fear Andreas has not found peace in his heart even to this day. That is surely why those vile aberrations were able to exploit his weakness, sowing the seeds of all the turbulence that has ensued.
But we followed Boreas' trail in Nodcry. We investigated and discovered no signs of instability.
Andreas should still be slumbering by the lakeside. Perhaps all the recent turmoil in Notcry has had unforeseen consequences. And there's more.
Oh, the White Knight who became the Bloodstained Knight? The mightiest knight of Boreas? But wasn't he from 500 years ago? You think he's immortal or something?
I remember him as just a man. His lifespan should be no longer than any other of his kind. But before he severed his connection to Boreas, his final destination, it was the ancient kingdom of Conria, as you call it. Beyond.
If you want to get to the bottom of this, I'm afraid you'll have to make another trip to Nodcry yourselves. As luck would have it, another old friend of ours just so happens to be free right now. If you ask him nicely, he might give you a lift. That could save you a lot of time on the road.
No wonder I can suddenly sense.
अच्छा, देवोलिन उड़ा के लेके जाएगा क्या इसने?
If even Mondstadt has been affected by the fallout, Nodcry must be in real trouble by now. I hope Varka can handle it.
Varka? Is he in danger?
I believe too many passengers would slow our dear friend down. I fear he only has room to carry one person.
बोलो.
Perhaps a diminutive companion.
बोलो.
All right. Wish it could be me, but I
Hello,
accept that we
hello.
should send our strongest warrior to fight Nodcry's battles.
क्रिम्स खत्म हो गया तुम्हारा? ऋषि ने बोला था है उनका तुम्हारा.
I'll stay here and deal with any wild hunt that try harassing Mondstadt. It'll be a good chance to try out some new moves.
ओके, बढ़िया है.
I stay in Mondstadt too. With travelers
कल सुबह खेलूंगा बीजे में.
Varka will be safe.
ऋषि बोल रहा था आने के लिए सुबह.
Razor, give me your iron claw.
पावर अप देगा. ओए, स्टक क्यों हो गया? हाँ.
Golden-haired traveler, give this token to the current knight of Boreas.
पता नहीं, बहुत दिन हो गए.
It is a wolf's
1 महीना हो गया शायद, उससे भी ज्यादा ही.
It contains my power and thoughts. Though I have given him a piece before, this should bring him new strength.
ट्रैवल अच्छा इसको दिया है ट्रैवलर को.
The Dominator of Wolves once bestowed the power of his soul upon his pack, strengthening their hearts and sharpening their claws and fangs.
But human hearts and
वेट लैग का है हुआ.
into chaos to prevent the entanglement of
न्यू स्किन आई है M4 की. हाँ मैंने देखा ये लोग ने लिया, वो साउंड वाउंड आई है ना उसमें, बहुत तगड़ी तगड़ी साउंड आई है, मैंने सुना. साउंड ही बदल दिया पूरी. कुछ लोग बोल रहे बढ़िया है, कुछ लोग बोल रहे मजा नहीं आया.
Besides, do I not have the protection of my Lupacol?
I will protect Lupacol.
उसमें ऑप्शन नहीं है क्या बंद करने का साउंड? स्किन मैक्स हो जाए, साउंड बंद कर दे.
Just give me the word whenever you're ready.
आई गेस हम उड़ के जाएंगे.
Any questions before you set off? Better ask. All right.
Let's go.
Over to you, Dvalin.
आ गया भाई. इतने दिनों बाद उड़ के जाएंगे. हाँ. इतना लोड क्यों ले रहा है? मेरे पे तो 0 है भाई, नहीं है. उड़ा दिए. अभी कुछ तो आया था लकी स्पिन में. तो भाई इतना लोड. ओए होए. लोड मत ले लोड. लग गया. आरपी खरीदो. नहीं नहीं आरपी तो नहीं. नो मनी नो हनी। अभी कॉलेज का प्रोजेक्ट है ना, तो उसके लिए चाहिए पैसे, है नहीं अभी। वो आ जाए, वो क्या बोलते हैं, प्ले स्टोर में ऑफर आ जाए 90% ऑफ, ओए होए मजा आ जाए। ये काहे नहीं चल रहा, अटक गया। स्टार्ट करना पड़ेगा क्या? ओए हो रहा है। शुरू वाले वेस्ट नहीं करना चाहिए था। शुरू वाला अगर रहता तो फिर ले लेता अभी वापस करना। ओए नोट कराया मैं, पिंग अच्छी नहीं आ रही है, क्या दिक्कत हो रहा है?
The night of Boreas awaits below. We must part ways
थोड़ा
here.
सा
Barbatos and I have other plans. We will meet you
उड़ा के
again
लाया भाई,
later.
डबोलिन डबालिन।
Hey, wait! How are we getting down?
ओए मैं कूद गया। ओए क्या बच गया भाई? ओ मैं मर जाऊंगा, अबे मर जाऊंगा, अबे
Hold the line! The enemy's on the brink of collapse!
आ गया। वारका मिले वापस, वारका से मारूंगा। ओए ओए ये होती है एंट्री।
Reinforcements! It's about time!
यस
I'm on too!
We're just about hanging in there. Most of their grunts are fight or flight.
वो
What
रहा
will it be, mightiest
Boreas.
knight of Bar-
As expected.
पगला वाला, पागल वाला,
Hastily
जो हाफ पार्ट है
summoned,
उसका।
but they have served their farewell, heir to the knighthood of Boreas.
लड़ाई तो होगी इसके साथ।
Guess they're retreating for now.
ओके ओके ठीक है ठीक है।
Look-alike. That was Andreas?
ओके ओके बाय बाय बाय।
He be leading the wild hunt. And why was he talking about the bloodstained night? Ugh, forget that. We can save the details for later. He was the enemy boss, right? Are we just gonna let him get away?
There's no point chasing after him. We've crossed blades already, and it ended in a stalemate. Right now, there's nothing we could do about him. True. We're still not certain of his true identity, but whether he's a god corrupted by the abyss
or legendary knight.
Killing him might be just about possible, especially now that you're here. The difficult
traveler
part
है
is,
pro।
we can't kill him right now.
Huh? What do you mean? Is he immortal or something?
No. Judging from our skirmishes so far, I don't think he's got any special abilities of that caliber. Nor does he have the ridiculous level of power wielded by the Five Sinners. But, compared to Rerir, our current foe clearly has a better understanding of how to exploit Nodcry to his advantage. Exactly. I managed to cut off the... We still have some big challenge...
भाई जल्दी लोड हो जाइयो। एक घंटा हो गया.
The meeting is probably gonna be in the biggest tent, right?
ओए ये भी
Looks like
इधर ही
a
है.
bunch of people are there already.
क्या हो
Why
रहा?
don't we go chat with them?
ये हो रहा. Okay.
Hey, Honorary Knight. Albedo and Durin are just wrapping up their analysis. That works too. Hey, Honorary Knight. Albedo and Durin are just wrapping up their analysis. You want to wait for them here? Great. And that's where things stand. The Wild Hunt is no longer. Intel from the Frost Moon Scions and the Curatorium Sequence corroborates this. No disturbances have been detected.
Summarizing current situation. To confirm,
I know भी होनी चाहिए
the
भाई.
present leader of the Wild...
More precisely, it's
ओए,
the
लेन तो
external
है ही.
will that has seized control of
अगर
Andrias'
NF आए तो
spirit,
उधर वो भी होनी चाहिए भाई.
namely
इसकी मदद
Roland,
तो
the
करेगी वो.
Bloodstained Knight.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold
नहीं
on.
है.
I'm completely lost. Isn't Roland some Mondstadter from like 500 years ago? How
Yeah.
he suddenly get wrapped up with a god from 1,000 years in the past and the present-day Wild Hunt?
Allow us to explain that part. Are you familiar with compensation mechanisms? When an organ, for example, when one, similarly, when the Wild Hunt lost their leader, the Abyss Heart, that new leader, is a mirror image of Roland.
Right. The Roland replica can't possibly imitate Barrier's. So, the Abyss made you.
The replica corrupt, however.
I guess he must have gotten.
Okay, Paimon, get.
You can't kill him, right? From intelligence gathered during the expedition. We have reason to believe. Worse still, the wrath that remains after a god's passing becomes a source of endless turmoil. Once God remains contaminated, this land has already been ravaged by the wild.
Query. While in that land...
Great question. Glad you asked. Honorary Knight?
Okay.
Come forth, Boreas.
This form has come to the end of its time. I'm afraid I can accompany you no further on your journey. My soul will fall into silence, and my power will flow into the ley lines of this land. Perhaps this is all that a wolf can hope to do for humankind. Do not grieve for me, for this is the end I have chosen.
भाई सिंगर बन गया. What's that?
You saw it too. You must have keen powers of perception. Not that it surprises me. That was Boreas's final thoughts before merging with the ley lines. It's the reason Mondstadt remains unharmed by his god remains. In his final moments, he made a choice to give everything he was to the ley lines. All to protect Mondstadt from harm.
Sounds like Andreas
अच्छा वो
spent
free हो गया
thousands
ना.
of years searching for his place in the world, too.
Mondstadt free हो गया.
And now our task is to return the answer he found. The decision he made
तो बचाना
to
पड़ेगा
Andreas's
उसे.
heart.
Mondstadt को.
Only then can he break free from the corruption and control of the Abyss and make that decision once more.
I see. I would say that planting thoughts inside the mind of a god sounds a little far-fetched, but since it was his own wish to begin with, it sounds feasible to me.
Wait, we already have a perfect solution? Then why are we even having this meeting? Let's go do this thing!
We need to find a way to make the thought within this sword stronger and more resilient.
For now, Boreas needs all his remaining strength to fight against the abyssal corruption to Mondstadt's ley lines. He can't afford to send us any more of his power. However, since his form was unstable during his journey with the first Knight of Boreas, many wolf spirit fragments were left behind along the way. If we can collect those fragments, we can use them to strengthen the decision to merge with the ley lines.
So we need to retrace his steps and look for random fragments? But they could be anywhere between Nodcry and Mondstadt. It'll be like looking for a needle in a haystack.
You don't need to worry about that. There's a few fragments left to gather in Nodcry, but apart from that, most of them are already inside this sword. I've been collecting them during the whole expedition.
Huh?
I mean, it's not just the wild hunt in the abyss.
Sounds like this.
As a matter of fact, still, instead, we've had to make best. Sure is. Just one crucial step remains. According to but of course.
Okay.
I managed to gather what. As for the third fragment, we've had the final snag.
With our foe being.
And since the wild.
The Clink Clink Krumkake craft shop will also help in any way we can.
So what do they need me here for? Wait. I think maybe I signed a contract at some point. Didn't exactly scrutinize it, though. I mean, who actually reads those things anyway, right?
Ah, great. Knew I could count on you all. Lastly...
So, you'll be darting back and forth across the battlefield, dodging the
Rating for Yehoda updated. Higher quality ingredients will be used to prepare your future meals.
Darn it! I should have known this payday wouldn't come that easy.
I'll deal with the second wolf spirit fragment. Which, Traveler? Could you join me in retrieving fragment 2? Alright, time is of the essence. Let's move out, people.
Lag. अबे बंद हो गया रे अबे यार Hello. Crash out. इधर कौन है?
Didn't you say fragment 2 was supposed to be right here? Where the heck is it?
से उठाओ.
Seems like we've run into a slight hindrance. Can I leave this to you, Honorary Knight? Traveler, Paimon,
क्या
this
करना
is
है?
all over. I'm
जोड़ना
gonna
है.
invite you around for a drink of...
Whoa! Stop thinking about Mondstadt's wine and keep your head in the game! You can't be daydreaming about alcohol before
Destroy the obstacle.
Huh? Well, all right, just trying to lift our spirits a little. You want to see some photos I took of me and the knights before the expedition, maybe?
Shut up, shut up, shut up! Can we please just focus on finding the wolf spirit fragment?
इसको इससे जोड़ना है मेरे ख्याल से। ड्रॉप कैसे करते हैं? क्यू से ड्रॉप। क्यू से ड्रॉप। और कहाँ से लाओगे? लगी है। बे यार वो अलग नहीं होने देना भाई। जल्दी 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 जल्दी। तो क्या कनेक्ट? बार बार मत कराना भाई ये।
Is this what we're looking for?
I once got Boreas to explain to me how he stores his soul inside objects. All I need to do is transfer it just like back at the camp, but this time, you'd best step...
So, you're saying you don't know how to love people, and you don't understand human love either. Sorry, I just think... I have a funny feeling that by the time this journey ends...
No, you're wrong. There is
There's
no
no
redemption
part
at the
in
end
this
of this
part
path.
and this part.
Even if I am stained black with blood, my conscience will remain as white as snow. If pledging allegiance to the Abyss is the only way to sever the injustice of fate, then I shall serve in its name.
Oh, sure enough, this place has been corrupted by Roland's will. Whew. I'm fine. I was prepared for this. We got here just in time. The fragment hasn't been fully corrupted yet. Assuming we can undo the damage? Purifying the abyssal corruption would... Could you try...
So, keep the...
Firstly, to test whether it's possible. And second, let me think. How is it explained? Actually, neither do I.
Huh. Sounds like something a certain...
I thought it might mean something traveler. When you were in Natland, you went fishing for ancient names, correct? If I'm not mistaken...
Okay, but back then...
तो और नहीं है क्या? क्या बोलते हैं?
This wolf spirit fragment is like a puddle compared to the Night Kingdom.
टटने उटने कुछ
No
नहीं
need
है।
for a boat. As for a net, this is
What
what I've
is-
heard.
Thoughts and emotions are like interwoven threads. They can create a net, or they can create a rope. They can separate love from hatred, and they can bind objects and events together. Thought is the anchor for a being's existence, through which emotions are drawn forth.
Also, we barely know anything about Roland. How are we supposed to use thoughts to anchor him?
Well, maybe you could try this.
What is it? It looks old and tattered.
It's an unsent letter, written by the wolf pup Rostam, Knight of Boreas, from 500 years ago. It was meant for his disciple, the White Knight Roland. After Rostam lost his life in the Abyssal Calamity, Roland left Mondstadt to wander to Vat. Grandmaster Arundelen had wanted to deliver this letter to him. But trying to track Roland down was like chasing a shadow. He never did find him. And so this letter has been sitting at the Knights of Favonia's headquarters ever since.
Quite the antique then. But how exactly is it supposed to anchor Roland?
Yeah, I'm honestly not sure.
Hey, what happened to Mr. Plans for every contingency? You're just making this up as you go along.
Yeah, what can I say? Some people like to wait till they've got all their ducks in a row before taking the first step, but I prefer to dive on in and plan as I go. I've been doing it that way for the whole expedition. But anyway, don't they say that poetry and letters were humanity's earliest means of expressing their thoughts? Can't hurt to give it a try, surely.
कर देगा ये पूरा और कर देगा क्या लगता है
Whoa, it actually worked?
You really are making this up as you go along.
So the assimilation of souls really can be reversed, just like he said.
Got him. पकड़ लिया पकड़ लिया पकड़ लिया पकड़ लिया
If what you say is true, the monsters I've slain, the justice I have sought to uphold, for mortals to escape this tragic fate, there is only one path. A great and ancient kingdom was wrongfully cursed, turning its inhabitants into monsters. The code of chivalry tolerates not such injustice. If abyss be thy
ये बंदे
name,
की शक्ल देखा है उसने मैं क्या नाम है
I pledge to you
वारका ने
my loyalty.
And that is where the blood-stained knight's tale came
वो
to
कौन है
an end. With that, he bade his humanity farewell. I dare say you must find it quite
Ui.
ironic.
कौन है ये
Knight of Boreas.
ओ भाई कोई तो बंदा था ये
Dainsleif? No. Bore a striking resemblance, but that wasn't him. While we gazed into the past, he was gazing right back at us. Could it be? So that's what happened. After leaving Mondstadt and wandering the land, Roland ventured underground and saw a revelation from the visionary. Once he had learned of Conria's fate, he saw the gods' judgment as the greatest injustice. So he surrendered himself to the Abyss, giving them his knowledge, his power, his everything. That's why the Abyss can replicate him.
Uh-oh. Does this mean we have to take on the visionary this time?
कोई तो खतरनाक बंदा था भाई
I'm inclined to agree. If our enemy could see the future, both the Wild Hunt and Roland would be acting with far... But even without the Visionary's input, Roland still has an intel advantage we can't afford to underestimate. Every minion of the Wild Hunt serves as Roland's eyes and ears. We need to think one step ahead if we want to outmaneuver him. And on that note, I have a plan I want to discuss with you. Well, the fewer people who know, the less likely it is to get leaked. Besides, it wasn't a fully formed plan back then.
विश्वास नहीं करते तो
That about covers it. Sorry to ask, no plan is free of risks. At least this one actually gives us a shot at fully eliminating the danger. If I fail, Anselm and Albedo can take the reins. Not to mention we still have Jean in Mondstadt.
Oh, there has to be another way! Like a...
If only there were. But I don't think our enemy will give us enough time to find one.
Hey! Are you guys done here yet?
Ah, Yehoda! Yes, we've successfully retrieved the Wolf Spirit fragment here. Any progress with Fragment 3?
Nope. It's a total disaster. More Wild Hunt monsters than I've seen in my whole life. We need backup urgently. Come quick.
Come on, we're out of time. You'll just have to trust me on this one. What can I say?
Fourth island from the final expedition at hand. The community for backup ओके अच्छा इसके बाद वाला बड़ा क्वेस्ट है और अभी के लिए रोक देते हैं अभी के लिए स्टॉप कर दो भाई बाय बाय जरा डेली क्या था कुछ टी पॉट में जाके आता हूँ टी पॉट
Melusines are beautiful creatures. They are the pride of... Be sure to befriend them. And cause them no harm.
और अच्छे तो कर सकते हैं 40-20 मैं क्या अच्छा कर सकते हैं जो और बढ़िया कर सकते हैं भाई ये मैक्सवेल तो हो गया ना आज का रिफ्रेश इन 3 डेज एक बाकी है ये हो गया ये हो गया पुरीना का क्या है ये बन जाएगा ये भी है और है तो चाहिए तलवार वाला What's up? अबे भाई कितना लोड लेता है मेरे को वापस इंस्टॉल करना पड़ेगा बहुत लोड लेता है बहुत ही इंस्टॉल करना पड़ेगा क्या भाई गुड 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 Word. Okay.
Silence!
Strike a pose!
Bring it! Fallen leaves, adorn my
ओए ये
life!
लोग बहुत डैमेज देते हैं भाई। चल तेरी।
Bow your head.
मर जाओ मर जाओ मर जाओ मर जाओ मर जाओ। वह थोड़ा सा ही बाकी है। अरे इधर है। हो जाएगा। तीन और बन जाएंगे। ओके सामान में चलेंगे। We need 3 more. मैं ये तो बनाया नहीं। ओ ये वाला, ये एक, ये दो, एक और ये दो। ओके एक ये कितने चाहिए भाई? ये तो है ही नहीं। छी तो इसका कर लेंगे। ये पहले इसके बाद चलते हैं। जेंशिन आ सकता है था।
Water comes in many flavors to the discerning palate. Mondstadt's water is crisp and pure, while water from Liye has an enduring aftertaste. In Inazuma, the
भाई
water
नहीं
possesses
मानना
a
भाई,
depth of
ये नहीं
flavor
मरेगा।
unlike any other.
माउविक ओए
Shower me with praise!
Hear the echoes of the valley!
I'm going in!
Light up the blazing sun! Rev the engine!
Let's light it up! Let the world collide! Yoo-hoo!
कहाँ गया?
Bring it!
Huh?
Light it up! Everybody stand back! Wrath from the sky!
ये पानी के अंदर ना हो अब अबे ये तो है ही नहीं 2 बार करना पड़ेगा ये चल छी छी मन नहीं है भाई इनका देने का जल्दी जल्दी आ कितना चाहिए 2 और चाहिए 1 बार और मारूंगा मुझे आजा एक और बार मारना है दो तो देगा ही इधर आ ओए इधर आ
Do not fret.
Burn it down!
बढ़िया एक और यूज करना पड़ेगा गया बे क्या चाहिए था कि टैलेंट्स के लिए बुक कितना सेकंड चाहिए और 2 मिनट और रुकना पड़ेगा। Resident is loading, man. रुक जा। 1 मिनट 20 सेकंड। क्राउन मेरा सबसे वो क्या है? बेस्ट गुड डैमेज। जी 20 21 21 212 120 ये क्या बोल रहा है बॉट? मेल्ट करेंगे मेल्ट। 12 बज गए क्या? 7 मिनट। All attack repel during nav.
Rise with the sun! Burn it down! Light up the blazing sun!
Bring it! Letting crave names echo!
Wrath from the sky!
Be silent.
Rise with the sun!
वह किधर चले गए?
Rev the engine! Light up the blazing sun!
Close your eyes.
Full throttle!
Hear the echoes of the valley! Bring it!
डर गया ये।
Pyroclastic surge!
Close your eyes.
मौत है तेरी। वो वेल अबे अल्ट नहीं लग रहा। हाँ, मर गया। प्लीज एक दे दो, एक दे दिया। बट ड्रीम सोल मिला के नहीं। वो मिला 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 तो दिया इनने। ये चाहिए था, अरे ये चाहिए। धन्यवाद। मी टू समीर। हाय समीर। हो गया। हो गया हो गया, चल चल बैक हो जाओ। Lina. 60 कलेक्ट करने हैं भाई, 60। 10 बोले भाई, 10 होने चाहिए इधर। हम्म। 10 मिल गए।
Strike a pose!
भाई बहुत इधर तो है ही नहीं, बेकार सी जगह है। भर के होने चाहिए थे इधर। यहाँ तो जगह ही निकली हुआ। Uy.
Shower me with praise!
जगह देखो भाई, जगह।
The sun feels almost as hot as those studio lights I'm in front of all the time.
पीस और चाहिए।
Can
भड़का ही नहीं है अभी। अच्छा जी, चलो भाई कर लिया तो अब। Bye bye. See you